Hello, one and all. Welcome back to the Winter's Residency. I'm Grim, as usual. Today we are using my little weird Sona, so you can tell we won't be getting very serious in this one. I have maybe not the most popular opinion, not even like it's basically a fact that Resident Evil 7 is what brought back the the franchise, right? We all know this, I think. I hope. I do hope we all know this. It is, I think, common fact. Resident Evil 7 is what brought us back. As much as some people may not like that, because, like, they wanted to go back to the. I don't know what people wanted, in all honesty, but Resident Evil 7 is what brought the game franchise, back. And then they followed it up with Resident Evil 8, and I'm just gonna be straight up here. I hate Mia Winters. Because, okay, listen, in Resident Evil 7, I didn't know much about her. I was kind of just like, okay, yeah, this is our wife. Like, we have to help her, you know? This is literally our wife. And I feel like Resident Evil 8 kind of ruined her character more. I think stuff with like the phone call and other things like that in Resident Evil 8 was supposed to make maybe Ethan look not so great. I'm not sure what they were trying to get from that, in all honesty, but like, that's what I got from it. And I'm not necessarily saying. Mm, no, I am saying that Mia Winters is a bad wife and possible abuser because some of the stuff that Ethan was saying just didn't sound right to me. I'll get into that in a second. But in Resident Evil 7, it seemed like she really wanted it seemed like she really wanted them to talk about what happened, to fix their life, whatever, yada yada. We get to Resident Evil 8, and it's like, oh, they haven't spoken about the situation at all. They had a kid, even though they hadn't spoken about anything, they had a kid and they chose to stay together because I feel like they felt like they had to. And let's be honest, Mia was just lying to him entirely after the events of Resident Evil 7. Ethan did all that to save her. To save her. After she had been missing for like, what, 3 years? Yeah, I think 3 years. She had been missing. He gets a little video and he goes, yeah, no, I'm still gonna go help her. 'Cause that's my wife. And she doesn't even have the courtesy to explain anything to Ethan after the events. And then proceeds to have a child with him, even though she knew he was dead. She knew. She obviously knew. And I just. There's something very wrong about that to me. I don't like liars. Okay, I lie sometimes. I'll be straight up, I'll say that. I'm willing to admit it, unlike some people. Um, I have a habit of lying sometimes, but I would never, ever, ever lie about something that big to my significant other. Not even my husband. I would never. I could never even dream about it. Maybe it would take me a bit, but I could never, genuinely. And she had a fucking kid with, sorry. She had a kid with him, even though she knew. She knew. She wanted to pretend that she didn't know. She wanted to pretend that everything was fine, but it wasn't. She was arguing with him all the time. Ethan literally said to Rose as he's carrying her upstairs, he goes, "Oh, mommy scares me when she's angry," or something like that. Like, mommy's scary when she's angry. Showing that she still doesn't have a handle on her emotions even after she's been cured. Like, you can't blame that on being infected anymore. You're still just as angry as you before that you're scaring your husband? that isn't okay. Ethan was clearly way more understanding than her, which is crazy considering all he went through, and she still wouldn't tell him anything. I wouldn't be able to. I think that would be causes for divorce. I think we would split, even though they were like under witness protection or whatever. They didn't have to be together. I think Ethan felt obligated, and he still loved his wife because he's a good husband. And Mia, I think she just wanted to pretend that everything, that nothing had happened, and that is not how it works. Especially when she knew she worked with Miranda. She literally worked with Miranda. There's a picture in Miranda's lab of Mia and Miranda standing next to each other. Like they had been working on Evelyn together and shit. And it was literally to help Miranda get their daughter. And she still had a child with Ethan, knowing that Ethan was still probably affected by what happened in Delphi. Like, biologically still infected, I mean. Affected. And infected. Like, you do all that, and you have a kid with a man, and you didn't expect Miranda to come knocking on your door? Really? You knew that Ethan was still infected. He did the test, it didn't show up, but you knew he was still infected. Your baby had some tests done. It shows that she's not infected. But if it didn't show up on Ethan's test results, why would it show up on Rose's? If what Ethan has doesn't show up on the tests, and he passed that down to Rose, why would it show up on the test? Why would you think it would show up on the test? That it's not a catch-all be-all, like, oh, you take this test and it doesn't show up? Obviously, I mean that means everything's fine, even though I watched you get your head stomped in. What? And then when Chris rescues her, she is so rude. Girl, like, oh my god, I don't understand it. And then, why did she keep her alive? This is it's a small theory in my head, which we're never gonna get confirmation on, I know that. But I personally believe that there's a chance that Mia sold out on, maybe not entirely, but Mia was still in contact with Miranda when she was saved from Dolphy and all of that. And I know that sounds bad. Why would she do that to her own husband and child? Well, let's move back around. Why why would she let her husband and child still, she was fully planning on letting them roam around unaware of what was affecting them. She was gonna just let them keep going. And why did Miranda keep her alive? Miranda had no reason to keep her alive. She Mia had nothing special. Miranda didn't keep Ethan captive when she found him. She had him go around as a test, in Heisenberg's words, as a test to see if he can make it in her weird little fucked up family. But why was Mia still there? Mia didn't get put through any tests. I mean, Heisenberg didn't even say anything about Mia, so obviously he didn't even know that she was kept captive. Mia was just there. Now, someone may say, oh, maybe it's so that Mia could take care of the baby. Obviously not. They calcified Rose. Like, like they calcified her immediately. Miranda took Mia months in advance and didn't kill her. She just kept her in her lab. Why would she do that? And then, last thing, I swear, in the Shadows of Rose DLC, where was Mia? It's all just focused on Ethan and stuff. Rosemary, where's your mom? Where is your mom? Where was Mia? She didn't say a single word about her mother during that. Where'd she go? Did she leave? Did she kill herself? Did she Like, what? What happened? Where'd she go? Why would she leave her child there? Like, it makes no sense to me. But, that is just me. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me just rant for a bit. Um, Tune in for the next one. It's fun. It is. Who should return in Resident Evil 9? We're gonna pretend the game rewards aren't. No, I am gonna talk about the game rewards. But yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Remember to like, subscribe, turn on notifications if you want. I can't force you. It gives me life, and I do enjoy having an audience. Thanks so much.